Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager. We're on episode 60. At this stage in the season, I think we are now comfortable for Montgomery. She is 7th, and being in the World Tour Finals requires being in the top 8, which we're there right now. And in order to keep that position, we probably have to keep playing in every tournament we can get our hands on. But ultimately, I'm still thinking about the future, the long-term project for Montgomery being she still needs to progress. So for the remainder of the season, she's going to play in less tournaments, not more. I'm not trying to focus entirely on her ranking. Next season, that might be the case. This season, now that we've established the position necessary, we're going to back off a little bit and focus on training a little more. And already we're seeing the rewards of that. Positioning, +1, now a 15. Lob, +1, now a 12. I'm going to keep going on lob because I want to get that to that magical 13 where it becomes a green number. Yeah, I know. OCD, it's nothing. It's so nothing, but it's green. I mean, come on. It's her last two attributes that aren't there, the ones that I can control anyway. And we're in New York for the U.S. Open. We've already seen Yamafanova knocked out by our former player, Alexandra Ayala. You can see massive difference in ranking between the two. Ayala had made some progress, but she was, kind of nearing her development capacity, while Yamafanova is literally just getting started. She's got a long ways to go yet. Now, Krager wasn't going to go deep in this tournament, but we certainly would have hoped she would have gotten out of that first round, but she loses in 4 sets. Wow, Ita has dropped all the way to 232nd in the rankings since leaving the team behind. That's harsh. That's really low. Kasanseva out of the first round, beating Nakonye. And even though she's ranked 14th, she is a 12 seed here, so there's at least 2 upper level competitors that are absent from this one. She's got a great chance to at least get to the round of 16. Dang, Montgomery is a 5 seed from that 7th ranked, which means the 2 that are absent are all within the top 6. That increases our odds certainly significantly. This looks like possibly our toughest match for at least a couple rounds. Goff also with not the easiest first round or second round matchup, but certainly very winnable first couple of rounds, and really even into the round of 32 for her. Raducanu, she gets some tough draws, but at the same time, that's actually probably pretty accurate on what she should be going up against. But let's hope she can, get through a round or so. She really needs it if she's going to improve her ranking. Goff wins, Raducanu out, so unlucky. 5 sets for Raducanu, but she cannot come out on top. So close. And we're now checking in on the round of 32 is where we're at. I can see Ayala losing to Benchik in 4 sets. Kasanseva losing in 3 sets on an easier match. Ouch, that really hurts. That's a big upset to go down there. Montgomery with a much more challenging match here in the round of 32, and will favor her for that one, but not by a wide margin. Goff, on the other hand, has an easy path to the round of 16. Montgomery surprisingly 0-2 against this opponent. How does she fare in their third matchup? It's a loss. It's not going to be back-to-back Grand Slams for Montgomery. I never expected her to win back-to-back at this stage. That was her first. It's probably going to be her only this year. In the future, though, down the road, right, next year. Next year, I expect her to win at least one Grand Slam next year. This year, she's already done that, and that's good. Point-wise, 49%. I mean, it was right there. It was neck and neck. It's back and forth, but just not quite the better player on the day. 89-79 on the winners, but 40 on 4 stairs to 33. Yeah, not her best performance. Goff continues to move on. She wins her round of 32, so that brings her into the round of 16. That took her 5 sets, even though she was the heavy favorite in that one. And Goff is out in the round of 16 to the same player. Wow, both of them going down to the same player. That's harsh. Meanwhile, trying to keep an eye on Osaka. Osaka has won, so the US Open goes to Osaka. And we're into our period reports. Hard Season 2 now behind us and heading into the final bit of the year. It's already mid-September. So Krager has moved up 20 spots to 53rd. That's a good jump in the rankings. 6 wins from 9 matches played in just 3 tournaments. Kasanseva has slipped 2 spots, but she's still in the top 15. Goff, with her tremendous performance, moved up from 17th to 11th. 15 wins from 22 matches played. And of course, Montgomery's win, 14 out of 17 matches. That's a great stretch. And that's been like all year long for her. Raducanu closing in on her target. She's up 8 positions to 71st in the rankings. 10 wins in 14 matches played. That is a good little haul for her. Really necessary. She's got a shot of making her objective and sticking around with the team. Newcomer Yamafanova actually falls to 198th in the rankings. She had one big tournament run a year ago around that time, so that's what's caused her to lose those points, because she scored 25, where the last period she had scored 11, but her ranking drops. So that really has to do with the quality of the tournament. 3 wins from 7 matches played. Not much. Let's go ahead and do a check-in on everybody with their contracts and how they're feeling at this stage. Montgomery, happy, thrilled, excited. Next year is going to be a challenge, but this year, yeah, good to go. Krager's feeling pretty good. The odds are right there that she'll be sticking around 83%. But range rate 50, she's just on 50 right now. So Krager could be a loss still if her ranking slips any further. Kasanseva, 100% happy and no problem. She'll stay top 20. Goff, happy with the top 15. There is no marker here. Did not get quarterfinal for the Premier 1000, and I don't think we have any Premier 1000s the rest of the way. So we're looking at 75% chance of coming back. Probably good. Small chance she's going to be gone. Now here's the 2 I worry about. We have Raducanu, who we got up to 71st, but not performing well at the U.S. Open. She slipped back down to 84th after that. So she's got her work cut out for her. Meanwhile, Grand Slam, she wanted to reach round of 32. Didn't happen. So that's a failure. Premier 1000, round of 32. Didn't happen. That's a failure. If we can't get her into the top 70, she's done. She's done without getting anywhere near the goal we were setting out for Raducanu. Yomofanova wants to be top 200. She has that, but that ranking fell a lot, and she's not that far from slipping outside of the top 200. It's really easy to slip a lot of places in a short amount of time. I have no idea what tournaments she's going to be in. I would suspect she'll be okay, but I have no idea for sure. Pretty good week for the team. Kasanseva to a semi in the 470. Raducanu at least made it to the round of 32 there. Yamafanova into the final for an 80 tournament and has won. There you go. That'll take care of that ranking. That's not a big tournament, but that'll come with a decent amount of points. That'll see her move up probably 60, 70 spots, I would think. And Raducanu at least getting through a couple rounds is certainly good. Premier 280, and Montgomery is the 1 seed on this one, and somehow her rank went up to 5th. I'm assuming that's the 2 that didn't participate, whether it was through injury or whatever. The 2 that didn't participate in the U.S. Open, I'm suspecting they're the ones who have fallen down a bit, that it was pretty tight outside of the top few. So Raducanu made it to the round of 16 anyway, but she had a really difficult round of 16 match against the 3 seed. That knocked her out. She was the 9 seed at least, but there's a lot better matchups out there than that one. Of course, she could have been stuck playing against Montgomery, and that certainly would have been the toughest match that she would have faced in this one. Into the quarterfinals for Montgomery, and she's going to be favored to go at least a little bit further. That next round, the one who knocked off Raducanu, that's certainly going to be a challenging match. Oh, Montgomery. Oh, I gave you the benefit of the doubt that this next round would be easy. The round after is where you're going to start picking up your first challenge, and no, she's out. Just 29 winners as well. And she was clean, only 9 unforced errors. What happened to her? I don't know. Gatsunseva knocking off Osaka in a 470. She'll be in the finals. Boy, I don't know what it is, how we always beat Osaka. She lost the final, though. We're in Wuhan, China. Yep, that's where we are. Round of 32. This is a 900 level. Goff gets knocked off to Pearson. And Montgomery with a fairly favorable matchup for the next round or two, though look who it is whose rank went up a bit after she knocked off 2 of us in that last one. Gatsunseva also here. She's got Ayala. Montgomery bouncing back after that disappointing loss the last time she played. 13 unforced errors, fairly clean, even though the opponent was even cleaner, but 37 winners back in control, plus 7 aces. 0-3 against Anna Sawuva. Of course, she just beat us a couple weeks ago. Will we get our revenge? Will we finally get a win against her? Yes, finally. Tight, though. This is one of those opponents who just kind of has your number, 6-4, 5-7, 7-6, like we are for Osaka. 50 winners, she had 66. This is somebody who gets a lot of winners and isn't clean. This is somebody who has a lot of skill, but just not everywhere. Raducanu, also quarterfinal winner in an 80 tournament. That's big. She really needs a strong tournament. Gatsunseva with an upset against the 8 seed, 10th ranked player to get into the quarterfinals. She's got Osaka, which of course is somebody we tend to fare well against, but Swiatek is not somebody that I tend to fare well against, so that's going to be a difficult matchup. Though if Montgomery and Gatsunseva and both of them are the underdogs here, so it's very unlikely, but if they both were to win, we would have guaranteed one player in the final. The other end, though, it's all good. It's all good. Benchik is the weakest. Lowest ranked besides Gatsunseva is actually the official lowest ranked player left in this tournament. 2-8 all-time against Swiatek. Of course, that second win was pretty recent, I believe. Weren't we 1-7 against her? 2-9 now. Swiatek still gets the better of us. We might be ranked 5th, but again, I don't think we're really top 5 just yet. Top 10, maybe. I think we're a little fortunate with our Grand Slam victory. Only a little, marginally. We're not far from the top 5, but I think we still need to train for a little while longer to properly get there. 4-6, 6-4, 4-6. Yeah, we do win one set, and we certainly played well overall. And in a way, we were better. 46 total winners each, 10 fewer unforced errors. Should have been enough, really. Raducanu continues to win. That's the one that I really want to see. It's fine if Kraker doesn't win and we lose Kraker. No problem. Raducanu, like to keep that around for a while and see if we can't develop her into a Grand Slam winner. That would be so cool. Raducanu, the final, 80 level, small tournament, but worth some points. Not a winner. She loses the final, but she made it to a final. That's definitely worth some points. Gatsunseva up to 10th. Goff falls one spot to Gatsunseva plus one other moves ahead of her, so she's back down to 14th. She needs to stay in top 15, but Montgomery holding on to the 5th position. Krager slips another spot outside of that top 50 again, so I think she's back to failing and probably leaving at the end of the season. It's going to be awfully close now that we're into October. Raducanu moves up a little bit, but 80 seconds still not going to cut it. Yamafanova, after that tournament victory that she had, even though it was a small tournament, that was easily enough to secure her in the top 200 for the year. We're in Beijing for a Premier 1000, so definitely one of the biggest tournaments outside of the 4 Grand Slams. And Kostenseva and Krager both getting through and knocking off Ayala again. Don't know how we keep going against Ayala again and again. And Lee also round of 64 before she was knocked out. We don't see much of her these days. But having both of them playing each other guarantees one of them into the round of 16, and that's good. For Krager, it would be huge to knock off Kostenseva and get there. Montgomery with an easy round of 64 and not too hard of a path to get to the round of 16. Goff also with an easy round of 64, but a somewhat tough round of 32 match. Unfortunately for Krager, it was Kostenseva who went through, so Kostenseva where she belongs in the round of 32, but poor Krager really could have used those points. Still, that actually could be enough points, you never know. Montgomery against Shiyu lost the opening set, but then comfortable in the last 2 sets to go through. 48 winners, just 12 unforced errors. Goff into the round of 16, great job to get that win, especially after losing the first set. Montgomery, tough path from here. There's definitely nothing easy left. 20th ranked player is the lowest one remaining here in the tournament. Both capable of going out this round, both capable of moving on. Goff, obviously the harder path with Andreescu, but we'll see how she does. Muguruza, 12th is her ranking currently at 34. She's slowly starting to slip down. She was really tough for us before, but things are a little different than what they had been. It's still not going to be easy, though. And it's not a win. We win the opening set 6-4, but then lose 3-6, 4-6. 48 winners, 19 unforced errors. Shouldn't have lost based on the stats, but a loss it is nonetheless. Goff also knocked out, so that's it for that tournament. Still an okay run. I mean, it's not a bad thing to get a couple players into the round of 16. Meanwhile, though, who's still active? Raducanu. What will this do for her ranking? Keep an eye on, see how she does. It looks like she's into the semifinal. She's out in the semis. Yamafanova is through the same tournament into the final. It could have been a internal Yamafanova Raducanu, and Yamafanova has won the tournament. Raducanu should take a page out of her book. She needed that result. So Krager rises 3 spots, but still 1 position out of the top 50 where she needs to be. And again, we are almost out of time on that. Raducanu, semifinal, and she loses a spot in the rankings. Getting her in the 80 level tournaments apparently are not good for her points haul. And having her play every week is apparently not good enough for her points haul. 280 this week for Raducanu. She's through the first round. She's out in the second round. That's going to hurt a little bit. Goff's going deep. Kostenseva's out. Yamafanova in a 50 level final. Goff is going to play in the final for this 280. And they both win their tournaments. That's good. Yeah. Goff, her ranking immediately jumping up to 11th, and that's good. We're 5th, 10th, and 11th. Who would have thought we would have been that high when this season started? Krager keeps 51st, so running out of time on that one. She's going to be training, too, so she's going to miss the next tournament. Raducanu, even though she only got into the second round, that was enough to jump her into 77th, but that's still not top 70. 280 level tournament. Raducanu somehow gets a first round bye, and that's going to be really helpful. I think she just won in the second round as well. This will be our last tournament here of this episode. 470 Premier Moscow. Montgomery, who has slipped one spot in the rankings. 4 seed here, and she looks poised to get past Vertova and into the quarterfinals, most likely. And we knock off Vertova 6-3, 6-2. And yes, that does put us into the quarterfinals already for this one. So good start to this tournament. 42-24 on the winners. Raducanu, 280, wins her round of 16 matchup. She's going to earn some solid points for this tournament. This is what she's been needing all season long. Lucky, favorable quarterfinal matchup should see us into the semis. And Goff, potentially our opponent there, would see one of them hit the finals if they both win. Goff, not the easiest matchup here, though. Raducanu out in the quarters, but that's okay. She did well. She did really well to get that deep in the tournament. And Goff has won, so yes, Montgomery and Goff play each other in the semis. It is Osaka who has made the final, and while yes, it's the number 2 ranked player in the world, we've fared pretty well against Osaka, and there's always a chance. It's only Premier 470, it's not a huge tournament. I'm also totally out of time here, so I'm not going to play that live, but Montgomery or Goff are going to get the chance at a tournament win. And regardless, getting 2 of them into the semis is definitely going to be good. Goff has won 3 out of 5 all time. Of course, she was always a step ahead of Montgomery. Montgomery has only caught up in the last year or so through a lot of training, and it is Montgomery who will play in the final after knocking off Goff. Very similar in the winners. Unforced errors, a little bit cleaner for Montgomery. You know what? I think I would love to see that match. So we're going to wait till next episode to get that one in. So Premier 470 final upcoming next time. That's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.